Hello friends, welcome to GS Core. I am Krishna Gupta and we are running the series Current Affairs through MCQs. A very good initiative. Here we'll be covering today's topic of geography. You can also go through other series also through the same channel. Now, so friends, GS Core brings you All India PT mock test. Here, which is an OMR based mock test, which will be a real-time fill, which will give you a real-time fill of Civil Services Prelims examination held at various test centers, almost more than 25 across 20 cities in India. You can know more about this test by scanning this QR code, and it is available in English and Hindi medium. Okay. Moving towards our session, that is the current affairs through MCQs. First question here we have about the El Nino and La Nina. The question is, consider the following statements. Statement 1 is, during La Nina, trade winds get weakened. So, can we see here that the trade winds in the El Nino and La Nina, they behave differently. During El Nino, the trade wind gets weakened. Due to the weakening of trade winds as they are moving in the easterly direction, the piling up of water, the warm water, it is taking place in the eastern Pacific Ocean, and the western Pacific Ocean, it becomes quite cooler. Okay, the western Pacific Ocean, it becomes quite cooler. Therefore, this scenario, we can also understand it through the map here. See, this is the weakening of trade wind. Because of the weakening of this trade winds, there is piling up of warm ocean water towards the eastern Pacific and the cooler water near the western Pacific. So we can see that this is happening because of the trade winds. Now this is a natural phenomena which is happening almost in a cycle. Sometimes there is El Nino, sometimes there is La Nina, and sometimes there is a neutral phase. So I can say that this statement here, it is incorrect, because it is during the El Nino, that the trade winds are getting weakened, and during La Nina there is strengthening. There is strengthening of the trade winds. Because of the strengthening of the trade winds, we can see there is quite high movement of the trade winds, which is also pushing the water, the ocean water of the Pacific Ocean towards the western margin, and this results in the piling up of the warmer water in the western Pacific, which also results in the upwelling of the cooler water from the deep inside the ocean, resulting in the cooling of the water which is present in the eastern Pacific. Thus, we can see our second statement here, which is asking, during El Nino events, trade winds are even stronger. Trade winds are even stronger than usual, pushing more warm water towards Asia. So we can see, we have already discussed this part here in this two statement and also the diagram, that this statement is an incorrect statement. Therefore, our answer here, we can see it is D, that is neither one nor two. Okay, so we can understand the El Nino and La Nina phenomena in a quick revision. During El Nino, in the eastern Pacific, there is warm water, and towards the western Pacific, there is cooler water. And during the La Nina, we can see there is piling up of cooler water near the eastern Pacific, and there is piling up of warmer water near the western Pacific. So this is a basic difference between the El Nino and La Nina, and this is in news. Okay, this aspect is in news because there is an offset. Okay, there is an offset of the La Nina condition. It is also called as the triple dip La Nina, and there is a prediction of onset of the El Nino condition in the Pacific Ocean. Therefore, there is this particular El Nino and La Nina is in news, and it is most probably can be asked in UPSC examination. Moving forward towards our next question, It is regarding the use of DAP or DAP as a fertilizer. Consider the following statements and choose the correct one. Now, basically what is DAP? DAP is diammonium phosphate. It is diammonium phosphate. Here the presence of ammonium, it can be assessed up to 18%, while the phosphate, it can be assessed up to 46%. So this is the composition of nitrogen and phosphate in this DAP, that is DAP fertilizer. Seeing the statements, statement 1 is the ammonia rich chemical has acidic effect on the soil. If we analyze the statement in a quite deeper manner, so we can see the ammonia rich chemical, that is the DAP fertilizer. It is particularly talking about DAP. It is having almost negligible or non-acidic effect on the soil. It is having quite non-acidic effect on soil because the pH of DAP, it varies from 7.5 to 8. It is varying from 7.5 to 8. So in the short term, it is not having an acidic effect, but it can be also assessed that with the long term use of fertilizers, the characteristics of soil, it becomes acidic in nature because of the long term. Okay, you have to see this quotient of the question, that in the, if it is not specified long term and if it is specified longer term, therefore if it is used for longer term, then it can make the soil acidic in nature. So this statement here, we can see it becomes incorrect. This becomes here incorrect. Statement 2 can be seen. It is used as an alternative to urea. But in real conditions, we'll be saying the urea and DAP. The urea and DAP, they are applied together to the agricultural fields. They are applied together to the crops like or cereals like maize, other cereals. Then there is millets, and there are various other kind of agricultural produce also where this urea and DAP is applied together. Therefore, it is not an alternative, but it is a combination. It is a combination of DAP and urea, making this statement incorrect. Statement 3 here we have, the paddy cultivation is highly dependent on DAP used by farmers. If we go to the practical scenario and conditions, it will be seen that the DAP fertilizer and urea fertilizer is not very highly used. Okay, it is not very highly used for the cultivation of paddy. But it will be seen that for maize, cereals, millets, the combination of DAP and urea, it is highly used. It is highly used because of the condition of the soil. Because of the condition of soil, this soil, they are majorly of semi-arid in nature. Semi-arid in nature, lacking some of the micronutrients like phosphate and nitrogen. Here we can see the statement 3 is also incorrect. Statement 3 is also incorrect. Therefore, the answer for this question, it is becoming D, that is none. Moving towards our next question. Okay, this DAP fertilizer is in news. This DAP fertilizer is in news because recently it was seen the price of natural gas. The price of natural gas over the world, it has increased. It has increased, making the fertilizer or the production of fertilizer in India difficult or costly. Not difficult, but costly. And all of us know that the fertilizer have a very big component of subsidies. Thus, it is making a burden. It is making an extra burden on government to avail this fertilizers to farmers on a quite cheaper rate. Therefore, this DAP fertilizer, it was in news this year. Moving forward towards our next question. The question is, consider the following statements regarding, here we are talking about the cotton and cotton cultivation in India. About the cotton and cotton cultivation in India. Statement 1 is, India is the second largest cotton producer and largest consumer of cotton in the world. If we will look at the recent data and facts, this statement is a correct statement. This statement is a correct statement, but there is a news. I am talking about the March 2023. In March 2023, it was assessed, it was basically assessed or predicted that India has surpassed, India has surpassed China and have become the largest producer of cotton in the world. But this report have to be assessed by the, has to be put forward by the government reports or government websites. So it will be more authentic then. So till then we'll be saying India is the second largest cotton producer in the world and the largest cotton producer in the world is China. But India is the largest consumer of cotton in the world also. India is importing cotton from other countries. India is importing textiles, the ready-made textiles also from other countries. Now, statement 2 is India's premium cotton, which is known as Kasturi cotton in the world, is known as the Kasturi cotton in the world cotton trade. If we will go through the facts or analysis of the government, so India has been assigned a particular name of cotton which is of the highest quality, and it is known as Kasturi cotton. It is known as Kasturi cotton, and this highest quality cotton, it is having various characteristics. The characteristics here we can see, it is regarded with the whiteness, it is regard to the brightness, its softness is very high, its purity is very high, it lacks other elements or other components, and the cotton purity is very high. The luster provided by this cotton is also very high, and it is very unique. It is unique from the cotton which is cultivated in the part of Pakistan or Bangladesh or Europe or North America, making this Kasturi cotton unique. Therefore, it has been designated as the premium cotton and the Kasturi cotton in the world cotton trade. So making this statement also a correct statement. Therefore, we'll be looking at the answer for this question. It is C, both 1 and 2. C, both 1 and 2. Assessing a kind of situation where we will be saying India is having if we will just look at the cotton producing states of India, if we'll assess the cotton producing states of India, so it is highly located to the western part of Deccan part of India or western India because of the presence of black soil. Also in some part of Tamil Nadu, also in the region of Uttar Pradesh, in parts of Punjab, Haryana. Now, these are the regions where cotton is grown currently in India. So, cotton can be grown in black soil and it is also grown in alluvial soil. Okay, it is also grown in alluvial soil. So, these are the locations where cotton is easily grown in India. Moving forward to our next question, which is related to the jet streams and cyclones. So, consider the following statement. Statement 1 is jet streams occur in the northern hemisphere only. This statement is correct or incorrect? I will be asking you. So we can see that jet stream is a phenomena or jet stream occurrence is a phenomena which is occurring in both the hemisphere. There are two types of jet streams. First is polar and second is subtropical. So we have polar jet streams and we have subtropical jet streams. There is other variant of jet streams which is also called as regional jet streams, which is found over the seasons, in the both the hemispheres. Therefore, this statement becomes here incorrect. This statement is incorrect. Statement 2 is only some cyclones develop an eye. This is a correct statement. We have a diagram here from which we can understand the formation of eye. So this is an eye of a cyclone. This is a tropical cyclone. So basic of the tropical cyclone we can see. There is a formation of eye. There is a band of air or wind which is spiraling up and moving upward like this. There is a band of rain which is occurring in this region. There is formation of clouds, cumulus and nimbus, and the combination of both of these clouds, it is called as cumulonimbus clouds, which are also responsible for one of the highest rain also. In the eye of the cyclone or the tropical cyclone, we can see a particular phenomena which is called as subsiding warm air. So from here we can assess our third question. The third statement here is the temperature inside the eye of a cyclone is nearly 10 degrees lesser than that of the surroundings. What do you say about this? Is it lesser or it is warmer? Basically, it is warmer. We can assess this. Through this diagram also, where the subsidizing of warm air is taking place inside the eye. Therefore, this particular eye region, it becomes almost 10 degrees warmer. It is becoming 10 degrees warmer than its surrounding place. 10 degrees warmer than its surrounding area or surrounding region. Therefore, making the statement 3 a incorrect statement and statement 2 is a correct statement. Thus, the answer for this question is C, that is 2 only. A similar kind of question has also been asked in the UPSC examination in previous years. So you can revise it through this statement. There is a diagram of jet streams which we can see here. This jet stream, we have two types of jet stream. One is polar jet stream and second is subtropical jet stream. Now, I will ask you the reason for the westerly component or the movement of the jet stream in western direction in both the hemisphere. What can be the reason for this jet streams, that why they are moving in western direction in both the hemisphere? Can it be through a Coriolis component? No, because the Coriolis, it is opposite in the part of northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere, but it is more related to the westerlies component. The westerlies winds which are flowing in the upper atmosphere which is present near the troposphere. So this is the major component which is making this jet streams more westerly. Now, moving towards the next question, we have the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, it links which of the following options? Statement 1 is Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea. Statement 2 is Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Statement 3 is Gulf of Hudson and Atlantic Ocean. And statement 4 is Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman. Here we can see this, all the straits we will be looking at one by one. Starting with the option A, Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea. Is this the Strait of Hormuz? No, this is not the Strait of Hormuz, but it can be called as the Yucatan Canal. Yucatan Canal is the strait. It is a kind of strait which is connecting or which is linking Gulf of Mexico with the Caribbean Sea. It is located in the tropical region of Northern America, basically tropical region of the Northern and Southern America. It is located between both of them. Second option is Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Which strait is linking here? Is it Hormuz? No, it is not Hormuz, but it is the Bab al Mandab. It is Bab al Mandab, which is linking the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Moving towards third option, the Gulf of Hudson and Atlantic Ocean. Is it Hormuz? Is it the Strait of Hormuz? No. It is the Hudson Strait. It is the Hudson Strait, which is linking the Gulf of Hudson and Atlantic Ocean. Fourth option we can see, it is the Strait of Hormuz. It is the Strait of Hormuz, which is linking the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. Now, looking at the map, the location of the Strait of Hormuz, so it can be located between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Here we can see the countries which are located near to the Strait of Hormuz, that is Iran, we have United Arab Emirates, and very near to it we have Oman also. So we can see the diagram, we can assess that it is located in the Middle East part of Asia. It is located in Middle East part of Asia, and it is also very important. This Strait of Hormuz is very important for the oil. It is very important for the oil region, or it is also a very good oil producing region. And this particular strait, it is also called as the oil path of India. It is also called as oil path of the world, because the countries like Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, all these countries, they are passing their ships through this Strait of Hormuz. This Strait of Hormuz was in news recently because it was blocked by Iran. It was blocked by Iran because a ship of USA which was containing oil was passing through this region, and this led to the news of this region. Okay, so it was blocked by Iran. You can take this as a note here. Moving towards next question, we have regarding solstice, which of the following statement is incorrect? So here we'll be looking at the concepts like summer solstice, winter solstice. Okay. Now, first we will look at the statements. Statement A is winter solstice occurs during the winter's hemisphere. So it is a very straightforward thing we can say. The winter solstice, it is also called as the December solstice, which is occurring on the 21st or 22nd of December every year. So here the part of southern hemisphere, it is experiencing the winter. It is experiencing the winter. Sorry, it is the northern hemisphere. It is the part of northern hemisphere which is experiencing the winter. But the southern hemisphere, it is experiencing the summer season here. Therefore, statement 1, it becomes a correct statement. It is a correct statement. Statement 2, the sun's gradual decrease in the sky reverses upon the winter solstice. This is also correct statement, because if we will see the position of sun, it is almost getting moving towards the northern region. It is moving towards the northern part because the position of sun, it is apparent. It is apparent from north to south. It is moving in the towards this part of solstices, that is summer solstice, then winter solstice and equinox. So this movement of sun is almost apparent, and it is moving to and fro between this northern and southern point, making this statement also a correct statement. Statement 3 is the December solstice occurs when the tilt of the North Pole is at the farthest point from the sun. This is also a correct statement, because this point we can say it is part of North Pole, and here we can see in all these scenarios, in this situation it is farthest from the sun here, and during this period only, this particular region of North Pole, it experiences the 6-month period of night, and 6-month period of day during the summer solstice, thus making this statement a correct statement. This is a correct statement. Statement D we can assess. The winter solstice marks the longest period of sunlight. The summer solstice marks the longest day of the year. The winter solstice marks the longest period of sunlight. It is a incorrect statement. This period will be the lightless, or it will be a night. It will be a night. The statement 2, the summer solstice marks the longest days of the year, is a correct statement. Thus, the nature of this night or sunlight, which is longest in winter solstice, makes this statement an incorrect statement here. Moving towards our next question. So, it is basically about the human geographical part, and it is asking about the divide which is created between the northern countries and the southern countries. Okay. Looking at the question, according to the branded line, showing geographically split into relatively richer and poor nations. Consider the following statements. So we will be looking at the statements. Statement 1 is, all the richer countries are located in the northern hemisphere. Is this statement correct or incorrect? Think. We will see the second statement. The global north refers to countries including Australia and New Zealand. Is this statement correct or incorrect? Statement 3. The eastern tropical regions are poorer than western tropical regions. Is this statement correct or incorrect? We will be looking at all the 3 statements through a map which is in present here. So this is called as the branded line. We can see the branded line is almost passing, or it is dividing the world into 2 regions. That is the rich region and the poorer region. This region, it is consisting of rich countries, and this south, it is consisting of the poor countries. Now here we can see the rich countries, they are consisting of Canada, America or USA, Russia, almost all of the Europe, some countries of Central Asia. Okay, so these are the countries. Now, looking at the southern divide, we can see we have countries like all the countries or the continents of the almost all the continents of Southern America, Africa, and part of South and Southeast Asia. Now, looking at statement 1, all richer countries are located in the northern hemisphere. This is basically a correct statement. If it would have asked, all richer countries are located in the northern hemisphere only, then this statement would have become an incorrect statement, because we can see there is presence of Australia and New Zealand in the southern hemisphere also, which is included in the north divide. Statement 2 is, global north refers to countries including Australia and New Zealand. As we have seen in the map, these 2 countries, they are also included in the north divide. They are included in the north divide. They are considered as developing or developed countries, making this statement a correct statement. Statement 3. The eastern tropical regions are poorer than the western tropical regions. Is this statement correct or incorrect? This statement basically is an incorrect statement. If we will look at the map, here we have no division of the countries on the basis of tropical regions. There is no division of the countries, but it can be seen that the countries like Brazil, countries like China, India, Korea, and also the Saudi Arabia, they are quite developing countries. Also Mexico, and they are almost moving towards the development path, making a difference between them from the countries which are surrounding them, thus making this statement 3 as an incorrect statement, because there is no division being made right now between these countries of tropical regions of south divide. Thus, the statement here, statement 1 and statement 2, it becomes a correct statement because it is asking about the correct statements. So statement 1, it is a correct statement, and statement 2 is a correct statement. The answer becomes A, 1 and 2 only. Now, why this branded line was in news? Why this part was in news? Because there was a journal being produced which was called as the Voice of the Global South. Voice of the Global South, where India also participated, along with the countries of Latin America, countries of Africa, and countries of South and Southeast Asia. South and Southeast Asia. So, India basically became vocal for few points. Few points like, what is the security for the global south? Global north has a various kind of securities available to them. What are the securities available to the global south? Thus, India pushed for the fuel, that is clean energy. Then food, that is sustainable food production, and fertilizer, that is the sustainable production and use of fertilizer for all the global south countries, thus making this Voice of the Global South a very important event in news. Moving forward to our next question, that is the Fujivara effect. The Fujivara effect is an interaction between, so option A is tropical cyclone, option B is La Nina, option C is volcanoes, and option D is Atlantic Ocean's current system. The correct answer here is the tropical cyclone. It is the tropical cyclone. We can see if there is presence of two cyclones or two tropical cyclones which are having low pressure system, and they are moving towards each other, thus what happens, these two cyclones start merging, and they become a bigger cyclone, thus this event of the merging of two small cyclones and becoming one bigger cyclone, it is called as the Fujiwara effect. It is called as Fujiwara effect. We can understand this with a diagram. Recently, there was a Fujiwara effect was seen in the eastern coast of USA, eastern coast of the North America or USA. So here we can see this is Gulf of Mexico. This is Gulf of Mexico, and here there are two cyclones. And they are moving towards each other, and they had merged. To become a quite stronger cyclone and a bigger cyclone. So these are the two cyclones present, or it was seen, this effect was seen in the USA region. Now, the answer for this question is a tropical cyclone. Next question we have of the Snake Island. So, statement 1 is the Snake Island is on the delta of river Danube in the Black Sea. Statement 2 is the island is governed by Ukrainian government. Statement 1 will be looking closely. It is basically a incorrect statement. Why it is an incorrect statement? Because the Snake Island, it is present in the sea. It is present in the Black Sea, and it is almost 35 kilometers away. 35 kilometers away from the coast of Ukraine. 35 kilometers away from the coast of Ukraine. We can see it on the map. This is the Ukraine, and this is the Snake Island. This is Snake Island. It is almost 35 kilometers away from the coastal region of Ukraine, thus making the statement 1 as an incorrect statement. Statement 2, the island is governed by the Ukrainian government. This is the correct statement. As this island, it is being falling into the jurisdiction of Ukraine country. This island, it is being governed by the Ukrainian government. Now, this island was in news recently because there has been a war between Ukraine and Russia. In the 2022, in the complete year, there was a war being occurring between the Ukraine and the Russia. What Russia did? Russia annexed two regions of Ukraine, which is also called as Donbass and also called as Lamas. So these two regions were annexed by Russia into their territory. They also bombed this island, which is called as Snake Island. There was a airstrike as as Ukraine, it was preparing some base on this island to tackle Russia. Therefore, Russia made an airstrike into this island. We can see in the year of 2014, there was an annexation of Crimea. The annexation of Crimea, which was an island of, which was the part of Ukraine earlier. It was a part of Ukraine earlier, but now it is part of the Russia because it is annexed by the Russia. Thus, the answer for this question, it is B2 only. It is B2 only. Now, moving towards our next question, consider the following statements. Statement 1 is, the world's greatest earthquake belt is Circum-Atlantic belt. Is this statement correct or incorrect? Is this statement correct or incorrect? This statement is incorrect because the world's greatest earthquake belt is not Circum-Atlantic belt, but it is Circum-Pacific belt. It is Circum-Pacific belt. We can see in the map. This is the Circum-Pacific belt of the world. Here it is being coasted by the countries of North America, South America, and Asia, Australia. So these are the regions. This region is basically consisting of various plates. On the center of it, we can see Pacific plate, and on the different sides, we can see Eurasian plates towards the part of Western region, Indo-Australian plate, then we have North American plate, Cocos plate, South American plate on the other part. Thus, the statement 1, it becomes an incorrect statement. Statement 2, the abundance of volcanoes and earthquakes along the ring of fire is caused by amount of movement of tectonic plates in the area. As we have already seen in the map here, that there are various presence of tectonic plates. These tectonic plates, they are getting converged. They are getting converged near this coastal region or near this trench region. I will more call it as a trench. So there is convergence occurring here, which is one of the reason for the formation of this volcanic regions. The formation of volcanoes in this region, it is the major part that there is convergence of these plates is taking place. Thus, making the statement 2 as a correct statement. Thus, the answer for this question is B, that is 2 only. B, 2 only is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so we have seen in today's part different current affairs situations and different aspects of which can be asked by UPSC in examination. So here I will be reminding you about the All India PT mock test, which is a very big initiative and very great initiative of GS Core, which is providing a UPSC simulated environment for the aspirants so that they can get a real-time feel of the civil services prelims examination at the test centers. There are various test centers at various cities. It is almost more than 25 cities present in different parts of India, which is consisting of cities like Guwahati, Hyderabad, Bhopal, Raipur, Ranchi, Trivandrum, that is Kerala, Varanasi. You can scan this QR code and you can register yourself for appearing at this test. The cost or the price of this test, it is not very high, but it is minimal as per the infrastructure being provided to you with regard to the simulated environment for testing yourself for the examination. Do register for this test. I will advise you, make the best out of it. See your approach. make a good analysis and understand your approach, which you can do right now here, rather than appearing one time at the UPSC examination. So thank you guys. Thank you very much and all the best.